I think the key to winning trading directly after the open is to select the right stocks in play that could have them move up afterwards after the market open or the move down, and then read the price action candle for candle, bar for bar. And of course, that's a skill. Hey, let's take a look at my winning trade of today in Adobe. Today I traded again live in the chat room of Bear Bull Traders in the absence of Andrew, who is still a couple of days away. And I think that the key to win trading the opening range breakout strategy and the opening range break setup, and in general to trade directly after the open, lies in finding price imbalances through stocks in play that have a higher probability to have the volatility directly after the open. Well, we use therefore the daily chart, and we use the pre-market price action to find stocks that can really set themselves up for the volatility after the open. So the move up or the move down. And then when the market opens, we're going to use our skills to read the price action candle for candle, bar for bar. Okay, let's take a look at the stocks that I had on my watch list and the trade that I took and why I actually had these stocks on my watch list and how they unfolded themselves. So I had on my watch list this morning Coin, SMAR, a smaller company, smaller stock that had earnings. I had Adobe, TSM, ABT, and ON. First of all, Adobe. What did we see here? Adobe had earnings. We see a very clear daily range gap. The price action gapped down a lot. It moved down from let's say 575 all the way to around $500. And that was an interesting price point. It was really the low here of around end of September, and that low makes that more or less for 6 months already the price action had been moving above this area. So basically the price action has been in a range for like 6 months, and today the price action in the pre-market really was exactly at that price point. Well, that could of course mean two things. Or the price action, perhaps they're gonna be market participants who think, and market players, hey, this is like a right time to buy it because they can really buy it for the lowest price in the range. Or perhaps they're gonna be a sell-off. Market players gonna dump their position, and it will attract more sellers, it will attract shorters, etc., etc., and we could see like a move down. So that increases the chance of volatility directly after the open. So we had this low of the range, it was 498.69. What did we see in the pre-market? Pre-market looked weak, and we found really close to pre-market around that level. So then we're going to read the price action candle for candle, bar for bar after the market opens to see if we can catch a move either up or down. Well, the first minute was not that interesting. We see like a kind of, it closes halfway, it closes weak, it still closes below this level, but it's like not enough to take anything yet at all. Second minute seems strong. Of course, we're not just randomly gonna take it, we need more confirmation. The third minute also seems strong. Price action come down, comes up again. So yeah, perhaps that could have been like a long, but we need more confirmation. Fourth minute again, price action come down, comes up. We see the higher lows, but we also see some kind of a area forming here where the price action does not want to break through. I still was now pretty long biased. We were above this level. We held exactly above this 498.69 level. It was actually here. And I was like looking actually, because now we had like this high of the day, if the price action would be above here to actually look for a long. However, I noticed that like in the following like 9 candles, each time the price action came up, it came down again. So there was like clearly selling pressure. It seemed really that there was like, yeah, like sellers causing the price action not to go higher. And at this point, around 9:42, the price action even dropped below. So we had this range here, and it was clearly selling here, and the price action was not capable of actually breaking through it, and also of course not holding below it, holding above it, because we were unable to break through it. So here the price action fell actually below this level. Well, price action came up again, and here we found like, again, I saw the stock around here, I kept a little bit watching it. And we saw like selling here, selling here, selling here, selling here. So now it felt like the seller came down, or the sellers, because we don't know, but at least that the selling pressure came down. And we formed here like a second range of selling pressure. So first we had the selling pressure here, we came down, we had like the selling pressure around this level. I still like was still not that good at all. You had like a lot of overlap. However, the price action came down again here. We clearly found like selling pressure, 3-bar play, again a weak candle, a clear bear candle. And now actually we also fell below this range. So we have this range, this range, this range, and we fell below it. Now, of course, there's a lot of space to move to the downside. We form this range, selling pressure, weak. We form a new range, selling pressure, again weak. We're also below this pivot, and that means that we're actually at the lowest point of the last 6 months. Not taking this first minute into consideration, but that is not so relevant at this point, I think. So I entered here for my short. Here I took my first partial at the low of the day, and here there seemed to be found like a third selling pressure range. It seemed to be that there was again that the seller or sellers came down and pushed the price down. Here we seem to make a third move. Because here was the first move down. We entered for the second move, and the price action seemed to make a third move. Over here, the price actually turned around, and I went out with my last partial, my second partial, with a little bit of profit. And then in the end, actually, the price action never came above VWAP. The VWAP is the blue line, and in the end, it sold off. Let's take a look further what else we had on our watch list. We also had Coin. Coin had a gap down in potential support. I was not really sure like what to do with it. Bitcoin is like a lot in play in the last days. Also like Bitcoin came out weak overnight. So that was just interesting to see what's going to happen. The pre-market, we seem to form kind of a range. Price action came down. We seem to hold above VWAP. And yeah, we had here, and here we seem to like hold above it, and we closed a little bit strong. So I was thinking, okay, let's see what's going to happen. I was pretty open. I prefer not to take it short because yesterday we gapped down and today we gapped down again and we were running into potential support. But perhaps, and could have been an idea, but there was not so much space to the yesterday close, but still there was something. So I was just interesting. Market opened. First candle was clearly strong. Second candle had some rejection here. Third candle was strong again. Then we found quite some overlap. I like to trade more price action. It's really like where the candles are following up each other and really making price movements. So I let this one a little bit go. Here you see like the red dotted line was the pre-market high. You see really like buying pressure, the pressure holding above. So we see like strength holding above. So yeah, it looked more strong, but also like this line is the yesterday close, previous day close. So I thought, okay, never mind it. But I think the idea is clear. We were looking for to find stocks that have like the possibility to be volatile after the open, and then we're gonna read the price action. And you see like the higher lows here, finding a range, finding buying pressure. But there's also, of course, many other variables to consider, like how much can we move, etc., etc. Here we had SMAR, that earnings, that a serious gap down. Why did I like it? Here we saw the post-market was very weak, and the pre-market we found a clear range. Well, if the price action breaks out of this range after the market open, we have like a lot of space until the previous day close, or at least like to catch a part of it. Or we could break down and we could see further price action. So it sets up really well like as a launching base, exactly, more or less a launching base to find, to either move away to the top side or move away to the bottom side from it. Well, why I didn't trade it, but like the volume came in really late. The volume, therefore you always gotta watch out, be very careful with this type of stocks. You see like the first minute, second minute, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, first 6 minutes there was no volume. Then I thought like never mind it. Then actually the volume came in and we saw like a clear strong candle, and also the second candle seems strong. So that is what we discussed. We got here like the pre-market price action. After the market open, we see strength here, and then the price action could find direction. However, I did not take it because I haven't really seen for such a long time where there was like no volume for the first 6 minutes. And in the end, it's also like a stock to be careful, but you get the idea. Select stocks, daily chart, pre-market price action, that will serve as a launching platform. And if the price action finds direction, that we can participate in that move. Also with Abbott, we have a daily range, we gap down. Pre-market price action seemed weak, it could form like a triangle for another breakdown, or perhaps it could attract buyers. because at that point you also like a little bit extended to the downside. But then the market opens, so let's read the candles. First candle, well, it opens here while the pre-market actually closed here, so that's like a gap. That's never nice to see like a gap on the 1 minute candle. Second minute has like overlap within the first minute. The third minute also has like a lot of overlap, comes up, comes down. So basically like each time the next minute is like moving a little bit in the other minute. That's not clean at all. Actually, I also see like the volume came in only here. So actually this is like a strong candle. 1.4 million shares traded, but the price actually never confirmed above it. And then we saw like weak candle, weak candle, weak candle. So there were like mixed signals. And I think now well to take it short here after the price action moved already $3 with an ATR that is like $2. It would have been too much, so I would not consider it for a short. And there will also have been like some mixed signals. The last one was TSM. We did a daily range. The semiconductors look weak. It's also a semiconductor company. We gapped down on the daily chart, and perhaps we could see a sell-off, or perhaps the price action could move up. Pre-market price action seemed to be more weak, closing at the low, forming a bear channel to the short side. But then the market opened, and we're going to read the price action. First minute seems to be strong, came down, came up again, and then we see like a lot of overlap. This is of course absolutely untradeable. At least for me, it's completely untradeable. I think the key to winning trading directly after the open and to win trading the opening range break strategy is to select the right stocks in play that could have the volatility, could have them move up afterwards after the market open, or the move down, and then read the price action candle for candle, bar for bar. And of course, that's a skill. If you have any questions on the setups that we discussed, or on trading directly after the open, you can always send me a mail at lenny@pcapitaltrading.com. I hope that you have a great weekend, and we see each other next week again.